Hello, and welcome to Network 99, the place for artistic exploration, creative expression, and, from time to time, hopefully, abstract thought. Maybe. We'll see. Today on the show, we have a 20-minute landscape drawing in the sketchbook with markers. I completed the sketch that you'll see today in 3 chunks. And what you're seeing is, or will see, and is the 20-minute run of that sketch done in about 10 minutes. And in case you haven't noticed, that's because I like to use fast forward for these sketches just to keep them flowing, and it's, in my mind, just pleasant to look at. I hope that you like them in that same way, and if so, why don't you just let me know? You can always leave me a comment on the video and tell me what you think about the pace, whether you like the 2x, which was this video today, or up to 4x. Most of my last videos have been 4x speed, and some of the shorter ones kind of look neat in that pace. Anyways, so I thought before we got started talking about drawing, we would take a few minutes to talk a little more about what this channel is all about. What is Network 99? Well, I told you in the opening that it's a place for artistic exploration, creative expression, and I mentioned something about abstract thought, and the idea behind that is related to what we've already talked about on the channel, which is intuition, and the idea that we all have a instinctual ability within us to create something from nothing, to create things from other things. And I wholly 100% am certain and believe strongly that that characteristic, while it maybe not being the most important thing to humans thus far, pretty good survival chances on the planet, it is, in fact, a very, very crucial part of it all, intuition. So, obviously, intuition is important for creativity, but also for life, as you might notice from day to day, how often you could be thinking of something and the next moment something draws your attention to what you were thinking about previously. And when we're talking about creativity and something like the sketch that you're seeing take place and unfold here, it's all relative. As you saw from the intro of this video, the first few marks I made to get things going. And that page was just white and nothing behind it besides me pushing play and going. As you saw, it kind of established pretty quickly a landscape, from my perspective anyways. With that brown tone, I must say that I do, more often than not, like to start when I'm not working in black to start, as you've seen a lot of the other drawings. I like to start with brown, and brown can take you in so many different directions. Today's picture evolved from that sort of mid-range brown into a reddish type brown, which is also a fun one to start with. If you start your drawing that way, that can also produce inspiring directions. And after that brown, I did another brown, a lighter brown, and moved into the foreground with that brown. And then came the greens. I worked all around in green, sort of trying to stay organic with the green, but and then the sky, I was pretty hasty with that at first, with just a sort of a gray blue, just to throw something on there. And as you're seeing right now, with this yellow, I tried to give a horizon some sort of I thought that maybe the mountains needed a little more, mountains as it were, the brown in the middle, that is, they needed something to be complemented. And as I put that left yellow, I realized that the right side was not quite feeling right. And that's where you're seeing now I put that yellow there to show sort of hills or mountains that are way farther away. And then you can see that darker or reddish brown that is come to kind of bridge between that detail and the brown foothills that we started with in this drawing. And now I've taken green again, and I'm pushing values with that green in all sorts of places. And then here, I think I took the gray, and again, similar to what we did with the green just a moment ago, the gray can push values in different areas. The only trouble here is, as did happen in this drawing, as you'll see as it goes along, I felt anyways, that things got a little muddied out, and gray can do that. A little too much gray can get in your own way, but no big deal. Again, this is just a sketch, and it's important to remember, and I still have to tell myself this constantly, this was nothing just a few minutes ago, and now that you've created it, you've taken an interest in what's happening. Your subconscious is no longer fully restrained, yet your conscious mind is also imparting its will and trying to make sense of it. Since it is, in this case here with this sketch, sort of a expressionistic landscape painting, so it has a figurative quality to it rather than abstract. And that's going to be it, about all we have time for today on Network 99. Thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Be kind, be creative, and bring the joy.